This is part 3 on decimals. This lesson is on multiplying decimals. So before we start the steps, let's look at a model. The question's asking, use the grid to find the product of 6/10 and 3/10. Don't forget that product is an answer to a multiplication problem. So let's look at this grid. How many little squares are on this grid? So I counted 10 squares going across, 10 squares going down, which means I can do 10 times 10. There are 100 little squares in the grid, or you could count each one. But the fast way is just multiplying 10 times 10. The first thing I'm going to focus on is the 6/10. And if I look, I'm going to look at the 6/10, the 10 rows going down. So let's shade in 6 out of the 10 rows going down. So I first shaded 6/10 yellow. There are 10 rows going down. So one row is 1/10, that's 0.1. So I shaded 6/10 going down. Now let's shade 3/10 going across. Now if I was adding after I shaded the 6/10, I would have added more to the row. However, because we're multiplying, one row goes down and then I shade the other across. So the yellow is showing the 6/10 going down, 6 out of 10 rows going down. The 3/10 is the 3 out of the 10 going across. What's great about using pink and yellow, the area where they meet, where they combine, is orange. And the orange is actually the answer to the product of 6/10 and 3/10. So let's count how many there are. So if I counted the little squares, I would realize 6 times 3 is 18. And that's 18 out of 100, so I'd write it as 18/100ths. So let's go over the steps on multiplying decimals. Here are the notes on multiplying decimals. You could screenshot this if you want. Let's start with the example. I'll do each step at a time. The first example I want to do is the model example, 6/10 times 3/10. So step 1 is multiply the numbers as if they are whole numbers. So I'm going to get rid of the decimals and multiply the numbers as if it was just 6 times 3, which equals 18. Step 2, put the decimal back in each number. I put the decimal back in each number. Step 3, count the total number of digits after the decimal in each number. So when I put the decimal back in, I counted how many come after the decimal. That's 1 after the decimal, 1 after the decimal. So you add that up. There's 2 decimal places in the original problem. Take the sum and go to the product, move that number of places from the right of the product to the left. So what this means is after you counted how many decimal places, go to the right of the answer and move over that number of spaces. So 1, 2, and place the decimal there. So the answer is 0.18. There will be